This is a presentation on self-directed learning by Robert Wakely for Oklahoma State University. Self-directed learning is a field of education research originated by Alan Tuff. Researcher Alan Tuff sowed the seeds for this field of study in a 1971 book entitled The Adults Learning Projects: A Fresh Approach to Theory and Practice in Adult Learning. In this seminal work, Tuff laid out a few fundamental questions about adult self-directed learning. These questions were: are highly deliberate efforts to learn very common? Why and what do people learn? How much time do they spend at learning? And is their learning self-planned? A contemporary of Tuff, Malcolm Knowles, gave one of the very first definitions of the new field of adult learning he called andragogy, the art and science of helping adults learn. This early definition was intended largely to establish the field of study as differentiated from pedagogy, which was then defined as the art and science of helping children learn. Within his theory of andragogy, Knowles also asserted that the experience that adults bring to learning is a huge resource to be utilized, and that adults are inherently more independent in their life and learning than young children. More recently, self-directed learning has taken on a more specific and elaborate definition: a process by which individuals manage their own learning by developing and then addressing potential learning objectives. And noted researchers DeLorenzo and Abbott have given this ultimately holistic definition: a teaching model that incorporates strategies of student self-direction towards goals of practical relevance to the learner. The reasons for an adult to continue learning in a self-directed manner have been debated since the founding of this field of study. The two main cited reasons for adults to continue self-directed learning projects are internal or personal factors and external motivations. A researcher, Khalil Al-Sadat, relates that an estimated 70% of adult learning is self-directed. Findings such as this gave rise to a greater focus and attention to the nature and possibilities of adult self-directed learning. With the rise of self-directed learning and in-depth studies of adult-centered education, the educator became the facilitator, unlike teacher-directed pedagogy, for the instruction of children. Referring back to the work of Knowles, authors Artis and Harris highlight the concept of a self-directed learning project. They stated that the self-directed learning project is the central unit of analysis of much of the self-directed learning research within adult education. As this field has broadened and become more geared towards the needs of industry for workforce development, Al-Sadat offers a new definition for this field. Self-directed learning is any increase in knowledge, skill, or performance pursued by any individual for personal reasons, employing any means, in any place, at any time, at any age. As large multinational corporations and governmental agencies are tasked with maintaining the readiness of their workforce, self-directed education has become the method for much of this compulsory training. To standardize these training services, Internet technology has become central to the implementation of self-directed education. As we think of the annual training and professional development needs of working professionals today, people such as doctors, lawyers, construction workers, or even educators, it is evident that the training each person will need must be tailored specifically to their professional needs. This is why self-directed education is the means by which millions of working adults will stay up to date in their field. References: Thank you. This has been a presentation on self-directed learning by Robert Wakely for Oklahoma State University.